Hi guys, welcome back to Profess and Protest. Audrey here. As you know, yesterday 2 officers in Texas were killed. I'm reading the top here. Ambush respond to a domestic violence call. By the way, guys, which a domestic violence call is the most dangerous call for cops. All right, people who are in the police officer or in the police force or in anything like that would know that. But just educating you, this is one of the most dangerous things for cops to get a call to go to. The daughter of one of the slain officers posted on Twitter to mourn the loss of her father. I need the silent major to speak up. Let's flood this post with love and empathy for her. This was on Live PD Nation on the Facebook group. And this is what we see. So the daughter writes, words cannot describe the pain I'm in, but I'm glad my dad is at peace. You were an amazing man, and anyone who ever came across you knew that. I'm going to miss you so much. You died doing what you loved most. You died a hero. I love you, Daddy. See you soon. Hashtag Blue Lives Matter. And of course, you can see up here, girl blank you and your daddy. And so I'm going to go across these posts to show you the reality of a lot of people's hatred in their hearts right now. It's really sick. So a lot of these I will not be able to read, but you can pause the video. Literally, why would she publicly post this at a time like this and think she wouldn't get eaten blank up? Okay, this is completely disrespectful. What shoes he got on in his casket? Oink, oink. Is this disgusting to treat anybody like this? Blue lives don't exist. The next one I will not read. Oh my gosh, ask your dad how has he been doing. Oh wait, you can't. Crying, laughing faces. I am disgusted reading this. Boo-hoo, cry about it anyway. ACAB, guys. Guys, ACAB means all cops are bastards. It's a hashtag going around. It's disgusting. I'm not reading that. Girl, you couldn't have mourned your dad in peace without having to use that racist blank hashtag. Disgusting. And then this one, I'm not reading that. Blank you and your dead daddy, heart. Blank a cop. I'm not reading it. Blue lives don't exist. Not gonna read that one. ACAB, this was not the right time to post this. Okay, Ezra. What was the right time to post this? When is the right time to mourn your father? Somebody who, in the line of duty, went to go protect somebody else from a domestic violence call who died trying to save that woman. Him and his partner, they died putting themselves out there for a stranger. I'm really sickened. Anyways, ACAB, basically not giving a crap. You could have made the post about him as a person. That blank uniform wasn't glued to him. First of all, he died in the line of duty. If a military officer had died in line of duty, you're not going to not call him a hero. It's just disgusting. Aw, so sad. All cops are bastards. He got what he deserved, heart. ACAB, there's no such thing as blue lives. It's a uniform. You weren't born with it. Next time, educate yourself. Thank you, Sophia. Yeah. Nah. This was not the right time to post this. Again, guys, when is the right time to mourn your father? I'm sorry. I should take a sabbatical and wait to mourn my parent. This is idiocracy at its best. Your dad was probably a very good person, but this wasn't a good time nor the place to read the room and come back later. What? Stop telling people how to mourn. Well, at least your pops is a good cop now, 6 feet in the dirt, where he can't hurt anybody? Wow. Okay, So I want to make a point to say, if this was George Floyd, who, as everybody says, he died innocently. You know, he was somebody who was abused power by cops. He died as a victim to violence. And if you saw people posting disgusting, hateful, racist language towards George Floyd when this had happened, you would have seen an uproar on CNN, on all the leftist views. It would have been plastered everywhere. There would have been buildings on fire if you had people talking about George Floyd like this. What is any difference than these two innocent men and this daughter trying to mourn her father? These men who had nothing to do with the George Floyd case, who had nothing to do with any other past violent crimes or abusing their power, them just dying instantly. That could have been anybody who's gone through any kinds of domestic violence or been in a place, maybe you grew up with an abusive parent, and then you have somebody come to try rescue you, and you think about how dare anybody say people who are putting their life on the line and they died doing that for you. If anybody, I just want to make a point, if anybody had said this about George Floyd, I don't know where our cities would look like right now. Get mad at me? Don't. I'm just pointing out facts. People need to take this hatred, and it's really disturbing to see the condition of the human heart right now. And I understand this is what it is, but if people for a second could sit back, and everybody on the opposite side of this, for one moment, put yourself in their shoes, the way everybody asks for everybody else to put themselves in their shoes, which I completely understand that, and I'm all for that, trying to understand somebody else's point of view. That's a great thing to do, and I think it's healthy. But how about the other side of everybody else who are saying these comments? Sit back and think if that was your parent, if that was your relative. They died innocently trying to help somebody. The way everybody's saying, George Floyd, he died innocently and by the abuse of power from a few bad cops. Think about that. Let that sit in. It's hypocrisy at its best. Both were innocent. Both died to senseless violence, but nobody cheered when George Floyd died. You guys are cheering that these two people died? That's sick. That's absolutely sick. And I'm asking, please look in your heart. If that was your mom, if that was your dad, if that was your brother, if that was your sister, if that was you, really look inside your heart. Truly. And I ask you, I beg you people just to please sit back for a second. And I'm not saying this is everybody, but for these people who are literally just being so disgusting and almost celebrating somebody's death, that really shows how hardened and wicked your heart is. You should never celebrate somebody's death. Even when cynical people die, I'm not going to sit there and even celebrate their death. It's sad. You die, you're gone, and you're going for judgment. That's the way life works. I don't want to see anybody die in their sins. I don't want to die in mine. I'm thankful for my Savior, Jesus Christ, who has gave me the chance to be redeemed through him. And I would love to see all these people, this hatred in their hearts, see it through our eyes, see it through people's eyes who can see it from the outside looking in. Just the way that I know they would want us to see it through their eyes. I cannot see it through their eyes in this instant. There is no excuse. This is inexcusable. This is completely disgusting. I can try to see it through somebody's eyes when it comes to discussing maybe racial issues or something going on in the world. I'm definitely open to hearing and trying to understand, because at the end of the day, God calls us to love our enemies, and also God calls us to come together in his name and to also help people understand him. Jesus did not come here to save skin color. Jesus came to save your soul, not skins. He came to save souls. And I just really want that to sink in, because this is something that's inexcusable on any end. And I would hope people would hold everybody accountable if they were being disgusting, saying disgusting things about George Floyd. I would hope that, we as society wouldn't sit back and just allow people to say stuff like this. The way I hope right now, the people, whoever you are, your names are up here. Those are your accounts. And I'm doing this in a way that you guys see. Maybe you'll come across my video and you can understand from the other side how disgusting this looks. And like I said, if this was your child somebody was talking about, you don't know if you're going to grow up one day and you guys have a child who ends up being a cop, ends up working in the military, ends up doing something that protects people, a first responder. You don't know. And forbid that is your child one day when you're old and how much you hate cops and they become the very thing you hate. Are you going to celebrate your own child's death? You can't say right now that you know your future. You do not know. And if you have little kids, you do not know what path they will take. You may instill upon them that cops are bad and they're evil and they're horrible and this and that. And they may grow up and they will have their own mind and they'll be able to make their own decisions. How would you feel then? You don't know. This wasn't like some criminal that did something so heinous and vile and disgusting and you're just like, oh, good, I'm glad. They were disgusting anyways, they're horrible, they did heinous things. What heinous thing did any of these two guys do but try to save a woman? Try to help her. We don't know if kids were involved in this. But we do know these innocent children who lost their dads and probably the wives and how many other children and family members who have to mourn this senseless death. They died heroes. They died trying to protect somebody else because their life, the other people's lives mattered more than their lives. That's a hero. And I'm sorry, I just need to get this video out This was very disturbing and very upsetting. And I just really pray for you people out there, whomever, you know, that audience is, because I know it's not my audience. But guys, please share this video so people can really sit back, they can think. And this is, I'm not coming at anybody with hatred. I'm coming at you with, I'm like pleading, like, look what you're doing. Look what society is turning into. What if this was you? I just need people sometimes sit back and look from the inside. If this was them, put this on, you know, if this was in their shoes. The way that everybody wants to be understood, this is just inexcusable. And again, like I said, the hypocrisy. If this was George Floyd or anybody else and people were saying disgusting things about an innocent man who died, I would expect there to be an upheaval of some kind and repercussions and people getting very upset. This is no excuse, and it shouldn't be treated as such. This is unjustifiable, and this is just plain cruel. And this is when you need to sit down and check your heart, because whomever you believe in, that's wicked for anybody. All right, guys, thank you for watching today's video. Please share this and keep these people in your prayers, because they're so full of hatred that they can't see past anything. And I pray these people open their eyes and can see the wickedness in what they are doing. And I hope that they can also see that that could have been them. That could have been somebody they loved, which I would never want that to be anybody. But the reality is that these things happen. What are we going to do? All right, guys, thank you again. Share, comment, like, and you guys stay safe.